In our previous episode, we had a lot of questions for the opposition, the MDC in particular. So we thought, in the spirit of fairness, let's go out. Well, not really go out because you can't really go anywhere because Corona is like, anyway. But we thought, let's provide a platform where the other side can come and answer these questions, or at the very least, give their side of the story. So ladies and gentlemen, war vets and unfocused youth, please help me welcome Advocate Fadzayi Mahere to the show. Advocate Fadzayi Mahere, welcome to Properganda with Kandoro. Very, very excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and you're doing great stuff with the show. We are seeing it on the timeline, and it's always fun.
Thank you for saying that before we started, because it might get awkward from this point onwards. So I'm really
Awkward is my life in politics.
So many things we want to know as young people. I think the first thing, are you as the MDC running in the 2023 elections? Is the MDC participating in the election?
Well, absolutely, yes. We are a political party that strongly believes in electoral democracy. We believe that, constitutional changes in government are the best way to achieve social change. So we do participate in elections. That said, we have insisted on pushing an electoral reform agenda. We can't have elections before those reforms are implemented. And we've got what's known as the price document, which sets out our 20 key asks before elections are held. So, for example, we would like reform of ZEC. They must demilitarize the Secretariat. We would like an alignment of the Electoral Act to the Constitution. We also want the Constitution itself to be implemented. So, for example, media reforms. The Constitution is very clear around what the playing field for the media should be like. We'd also like the depoliticization of traditional leaders, depoliticization of food aid, all those things that make an electoral playing field fair. And so 2023, we say reforms before elections, but absolutely, yes, we'll participate. We've got the people, and that's the most important thing.
Right. Beyond putting out these documents, are there anything that the MDC is doing to make sure that these reforms actually do come? Because the question then becomes, what if the reforms don't come? Does that mean the MDC doesn't, or does it boycott? What happens there?
That's a fantastic question. So I'm pleased to report that absolutely yes. The MDC Alliance is actually actively pushing for these reforms. You would have heard our Secretary for Elections, Councillor Ian Makone, speak about a fortnight ago, where he indicated in a press conference that the MDC Alliance has formally engaged the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. Obviously, we've got a problem in Zimbabwe in that, we've had a problem with a compromised, as it were, electoral management board. And I think we are doing everything we can, including speaking through various mediums, including this one, to reach young people and say that every single problem that you face, whether it's unemployment, whether it's the fact that you don't have clean potable water, all of this comes down to poor leadership, poor governance. And we really all have to play our part to ensure that we vote in 2023, the electoral field is even, and we all work together to defend that vote.
I'm so happy you spoke about young people, because for a very long time, especially the past year and a half, young people have felt very alienated from mainstream politics. There's been a lot of unkind things said that are meant to condescend young people, things like unfocused. So what are some of the things that are being done to make sure that young people are front and center in making sure that 2023 is a different election from all the other elections?
Thank you very much, Kudze. That's a beautiful question. The first thing I want to just place on record and set the record straight on is the MDC Alliance has never referred to young people as unfocused. In fact, we believe that young people are the bedrock of our movement. And, youth inclusion was one of the big things that we ran on in 2018 as the MDC Alliance. And it's one of the things that we continue to champion today. I'll just speak for myself. The fact that someone like me, a young woman professional, can participate in the movement means that there is space in the MDC Alliance for young people, for fresh faces, for young women, for professionals. The very fact that we've got a young, vibrant leader just confirms that, young people have such an important role to play in the political process. And something else that's very important that President Chamisa has said is that, we aren't going to prescribe to communities who their leaders should be. We want communities to come up with their candidates as we move towards elections. So if you as Mukudze think that, you want to back X horse, let's back young horses. Let's champion the faces that we want to see. This is the best way to ensure that the voice of the young, the voice of all citizens is actually heard in politics.
We have some brilliant questions from our Madhorofiya patrons that, we let them know that we're going to be talking to you, and they had some questions of things that they wanted to find out. So the first one comes from Michael. Michael says, I imagine being someone who holds public office may be overwhelming. What is your preferred etiquette from people who come across you in public and would like to meet you?
Wow, what an amazing question, Mike. By and large, if someone says hi to me, I will say hi back. But, sometimes it's the case that, I'm sitting at a restaurant or I'm on a date or I'm with a client. Someone comes and says, hey, leader, what are you guys doing about blah, blah, blah? And I'm like,
we are not going to let you speed past while I'm on a date. Nope. This is national information. This is national information. We are not going to let you just waltz past. So, because I think the whole country wants to know, did the date happen or not?
No, the date did not happen for reasons that I'm not going to disclose here. But suffice it to state that, I have a very open door policy when it comes to engaging with citizens.
Tinashe says, why hasn't the MDC Alliance changed their name? With all the fighting going on using the MDC name, would it not be in their best interest to rebrand to differentiate themselves, especially with an upcoming question?
Well, one thing that I can assure everybody listening is that the MDC Alliance is a party that is for the people, that goes back to the people and makes decisions with the people. I can assure you that we are building something new, something fresh, and that question will ultimately be answered mostly by the citizens themselves. We never make elite decisions. We don't stand as a standing committee and say, this is what we're going to do. What I can assure you, however, is that the people know their leaders, Mukudze. President Chamisa could call the MDC the anything party right now, the peace party, the red party, the whatever it is. People know who their leaders are. There is no confusion in the minds of the people as to who the legitimate opposition in Zimbabwe is. And that's something that pleases us, because more important than form is substance. And we are convinced as a political party and as an organization that the substance of why we exist, i.e. the people, are with us, and they are ready to participate in that decision. So all I can say is watch the space. That question will soon be answered.
Sarah says, you did such an amazing work campaigning door to door with the Yellow Campaign. Are there any plans for the MDC to implement that level of grassroots campaigning on a national level rather than relying on the brand name?
Absolutely, yes, and better. 2023 is going to be fire.
Right.
On the part of the MDC Alliance. We've got some amazing minds on board. We've got a multi-pronged strategy because, as you know, our communities are, so diverse, and we've got something for everybody. We've got a rural mobilization campaign. We've got something for my ghetto youths. We've got something for, young professionals. We've got a lot of things just for the young people in general. And also, the middle and older community, we're not going to leave them out either. We are going to have the most innovative political campaign. And it's important just to state that, we're not just about fireworks at election time. It's very important for us to emphasize that we know that people's lives are lived between elections. So even though the MDC Alliance has been under siege from the regime, we are still standing and we are still championing a lot of the issues that are important to us. And we've got lots of exciting stuff that's planned. And, obviously we have to mask up, we have to sanitize, we have to be safe. But we're certainly going to use all the tools available to us to make sure that we reach the people in an innovative, exciting, youthful, vibrant way.
So at this point, it goes without saying, right, that you're going to run for the Mount Pleasant primary as an MDC Alliance candidate?
Well, that is a very sneaky question on your part. What I can say is that, the MDC Alliance is going to put its best foot forward in every single constituency, and we're going to ensure that the community has a voice in saying who represents them. So our entire candidate selection process is going to be very people-oriented.
Right.
So, we will give the people what they want, and what the people want is what we will give them.
Advocate Fadzayi Mahere, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your answers. Any last words, any words that you want to share with us before,
Yes, please. I just want to reiterate that the MDC Alliance is the People's Party. President Nelson Chamisa is the People's President. We are building a broad alliance, a big tent that will allow all people, all progressives to be a part of it. So my challenge to young people is get involved. None but ourselves are coming to save us. There's nobody who's going to come from, any foreign nation, or, there's no savior from anywhere that's going to come and save the Zimbabwean people. We literally have to be, the kind of transformation that we want to see in our great nation. So please, let's all get involved. Let's all participate. Let's all pull together. Like I said, it's never a question of them versus us. It's not opposition people over there, please do this. It's we the people are coming together to build a Zimbabwe that we can all be proud of, a Zimbabwe that we will be happy to leave to the next generation. So let's all continue to work together until we finally win Zimbabwe for change.
Thank you so much, Advocate Mahere. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.